Still very active out here. I am near the front of this march. Behind us, protesters. She tried crossing the street when a car came by, hit her, and drove off. A little bit of snow being blown off the trees and other surfaces from an earlier dusting, which you can see the remnants of here on the ground. We got here just minutes after this car flipped off the highway, ending up in these trees. The victim stuck inside. Seen mothers wiping tears from their eyes. This is where they'll sleep tonight. The Red Cross has set up about 50 cots to accommodate those families. This crowd very loud, still surrounded by police. Developers signed an agreement making them responsible for a road that's falling apart. While police say gangs here in Hickory are nothing new, a shootout like this one certainly is.
Dan?
Erica, we're not sure how many total calls were made, but from the few we heard, you could certainly detect the shock of the people inside the mall after seeing part of the roof collapse.
Eyewitness News reporter Dan Tordjman is on the ground. And Dan, if you can hear me, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, right now a line of police officers on bikes at the intersection of Caldwell and Stonewall. We've got a little bit of pushing and shoving, and police officers have actually pulled a man through the barricade, and they're taking him away now and arresting him. We have an arrest out here. Blair, Maria Mazignova is originally from Uzbekistan. She lives in New York, and the only reason she's in Charlotte is because she's visiting her son, who lives in a house here on W.T. Harris Boulevard, and that's where a man showed up Monday night with a stun gun. She doesn't speak English, but in any language, the bruises on Marzia Magzinova's arm, face, and back translate into a painful ordeal. That's the last sound she heard, the sound of a stun gun. She'd only cracked the door slightly when Marzia says a man with his face covered started shocking her. He pushed the door in, threw the 73-year-old down, and kept at it.
Oh my God, 8 times in the chest area, 2 times in the arm area, and then on the other side.
Then Marzia says her attacker pressed the stun gun to her face. That's the last thing she remembers.
She blanked out. She was thinking, that's it, I'm dying now. So
Marzia can smile because what happened next might have saved her. The sound of the attack caught her son's attention in the garage. He ran in and the attacker ran out. His mother couldn't be happier in spite of what she's been through.
What kept her having this attitude is that she was thinking, I'm alive. They didn't kill me, so it's good enough.
And trying to figure out a motive here, that family suspects the intruder was there to rob them. Marcia did not get a good look at him, but her son says that when he chased the guy out, he saw him jump in a white business van with the letters FED printed on the side. If you have any information, call police. Live in East Charlotte, Dan Tordjman, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
He came to my door, knocked. I answered to a gun right at my face.
On the other end of a gun was Carol Carlson's ex-boyfriend, David Hanno. He fired, not at her, but at Jarrett Schenk, the man Carlson was about to marry.
He shot the man straight in the back, spun him around, then executed him in the head.
Hanno was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Carlson thought she'd never see him again. So here it is. Until we showed her his picture and personal ad on writeaprisoner.com, one of several inmate pen pal sites we found that look a lot more like dating sites.
And take care and live life. Who knows where it may take you. Yours truly, David Hanno. Well, isn't that sweet? It just makes me sick. It makes me mad. Because I know that that person right there has had such an impact, devastating impact on my life and my family's life.
All these in North Carolina?
Yeah. We took several profiles from the pen pal sites to Roger Moon with the Department of Corrections.
Anytime you have communication with the outside like this that we don't have control, it's a concern.
Among those concerns are North Carolina inmates, some of them in federal prison, for assault, rape, and murder, openly soliciting intimacy. One inmate writes, "My virginity needs a woman." Another says he's looking for a sexy, down-to-earth, cool Caucasian woman between the ages of 18 to 42, weighing 100 to 319 pounds, and 4'11" to 6'5". The photos are another issue. DOC tells Eyewitness News that most were taken by prison staff inside prison walls, even these with decorative backgrounds. Does it bother you that they're using those pictures for this purpose?
Well, a little bit, but you know, they also send these pictures to their families and friends as a way of communication. So.
DOC says it has no power to stop family and friends who decide to post the pictures on pen pal sites. DOC also claims it's powerless to shut down the sites.
You know, people just need to be wary of these sites because of the potential for being scammed.
David Hanno is serving a life sentence, but claims here that he'll be out of prison soon.
Is that the kind of person you want to be involved with or even linked to?
Carlson says Hanno has even written to her recently, but of course she isn't interested in being pen pals. Dan Tordjman, Channel 9 Eyewitness News. Sarah Nesbitt has spent her life giving. Her daughter Melody knows.
Yeah.
She was there when Mom was pregnant with Ernie, and doctors told Sarah she'd have to make a decision.
They said the only thing is if you choose to have this pregnancy, you will be on dialysis the rest of your life.
Like so many times before and since, Mom did what was best for her kids and had Ernie. It's meant dialysis several times a day.
That whole closet's full of this.
And years of waiting for a kidney transplant. That is, until this letter came from Carolina's medical center.
My mom thought it was just another bill, so she kind of just opened it without looking at the front, and it was like, "Thank you for considering donation." And my mom was like, I'm not donating anything. And then she looked at the front and it said my name, so she called me over and was like, "Is this true?" And it was.
Truth was, Melody wanted to donate a kidney to Mom ever since Ernie was born. She wanted it to be a surprise.
I was in shock and speechless.
As soon as she turned 18 earlier this year, Melody got tested. She was a match and will donate one of her kidneys to her mom next week.
At 18, you're graduating high school, you want to go have that college experience, and she's put it all on hold for her mother. Very, very unselfish.
I think she deserves a second chance at life. I just look at it like that, and I don't know, she's given me a lot since I've grown up, so I feel like this is me giving back.
The lesson one learned over time. Like mother, like daughter, the Nesbitts relish most in what they can give. And after all, what's better than giving the gift of life?
She's my mom, and I want her here a little bit longer.